Oh, shoot, y'all. It's another week. It's more Tech Foul for you. We celebrating 6 years
Six
of this
of 'em.
podcast.
6 of them
thing.
things.
We're going to watch the draft lottery live. We're going to talk some NBA stuff. We're going to talk a little bit about the NFL schedule release. I think we even got some games we're going to play today. So
Damn. All right.
let's hit this music and let's get to it. Welcome to episode 294 of Technical Foul, the sports podcast you never knew you needed.
And it's your boy, TIMKINZ, the number 3, a.k.a. Ass Ketchum, a.k.a. Mr. Give It To Me. Whoever was here first, I seen y'all in the intro. Come on back. Come on back. I seen you.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh boy.
I am the Eric J.
Only known as
The Eric J.
And I'm Camille, point guard of the crew, the real life Tifa Lockhart, the girl next door, holding it down for all the women who love sports.
It's your boy K Harris, the gentleman.
The gentleman.
The everyday gentleman.
24/7.
But better known as K Diddy.
Take that. All right, y'all. So, first and foremost, again, we are celebrating 6 years of podcast. And I saw it on my timeline pop up, the memory of us being at Skybox, having some chicken and trying to figure out what we was going to name our podcast. So
I ain't had chicken from there in a minute.
Me either. I wonder if it's still.
I was say, is that place still open?
Yeah, it's still open.
Okay.
I haven't been there
I haven't
since.
been there since then.
What's it
been
been?
6 years?
No.
Since the Bear thing?
event, yeah.
Yeah. The Bear
Dude,
thing.
I turned his mic down too.
I did too.
No, weren't we there for Justin's birthday? Didn't you come with? No, you didn't make it. Deliano came. Never mind.
Nah. See, that nigga since 98.
But as always, I want to just encourage y'all, if you have not already, subscribed to our YouTube page. And if you are subscribed to the YouTube page, make sure you hit that notification bell so you get alerted to when we are live. We actually hit it almost right at 6:45 today.
Gang.
So you know what I'm saying? We out here. We out here. So just want to remind y'all to do that. Sport fact of the week.
Sport fact of the week is that we've been doing this thing for 6 years.
Hey,
Shoot, that's
also, it's
the
the 4th anniversary of our 100th episode. So milestones on milestones.
Dang, we're gonna have 306 weeks.
Yeah.
I've been doing it.
It's a lot of talking.
Putting in that work.
Told you it's like a live diary, man. Just sport thoughts. Going all the way back to 2017. 2017.
Do y'all like sometimes go back?
I do.
Like to the beginning. I hate my voice.
every now and then.
When we first started, my voice was, I don't know what the fuck I was doing.
You were trying to
hate
be ESPN Ken.
I hate it.
Thank you, sir.
Appreciate you, Dooch.
Hey,
Oh, and by the way, we are in the studio by ourselves today. Like it's like the kids have run amok.
Hey, we
Dad
out
is
here.
not home. We are just out here
We
doing
out
our
here.
thing.
All
So
alone.
all right.
To answer your question, I do go back occasionally, and I always forget that we had a different theme song. So it always like, oh.
As soon as I hear it, I'm like,
Taking Foul,
oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Dun, dun,
It was so just
Generic.
It's
mellow.
Kinda, I was gonna say it's kind of like Bad Bunny going from Booker T to Chambea. Like as his
Yeah.
intro music, it's like it was cool, and then you got some turn up, and you're like, okay,
Yeah, we
this,
need
this,
that.
this more appropriate.
Shout out to CEO Hayes for the theme song again.
Hey,
Shout out to
out.
Sly in the comments. Appreciate the
What up,
love.
Sly?
For
What's
6
going on,
years,
brother?
Let me go
Okay.
ahead and get some more people up in here.
Now, I know we have the game that needs a name. I saw a question that I wanted to ask y'all in place of
Okay.
the game that needs a name. Who is the first NBA player that made you fall in love with basketball?
I want to say Ray Allen. Yeah.
It was Ray. What was it about Ray that captivated you?
It was just local joints. I really wasn't like a basketball fan like that. Like my cousin, shout out to cousin Bud. He the one that really got me into like watching basketball. Like I played, like I was 3rd, 4th, 5th grade, stuff like that. But I really wasn't watching like that until like, yeah, to Jesus.
Jesus Shuttlesworth.
Jesus Shuttlesworth.
And I was like, oh shoot, we got a bro code. Like, yeah, I want to say it was Ray Allen, because other than that, like, I knew about the NBA superstars and stuff
Big
like
Ray.
that, but I didn't want to sit down and actually like watch.
Yeah, no, I
a
get
game.
you. I get you. Recently went back and watched that.
He got game?
Yeah, it wasn't that good.
No, it's not.
It was actually garbage. I was like, no, why did we hype this shit up so much? It was garbage.
I think we said that, or at least I was like, wasn't it?
It wasn't that good.
When we did,
Did we do a TECK Foul?
We did. We did do
Okay.
TECK
Oh
Foul
yeah, we did.
cinema.
Yeah, it was like, wasn't that good?
Yeah, no, I definitely was unimpressed.
Hey, halfway through, I was like, I'm good on this shit.
Because it was still a Spike Lee movie. It's like
Yeah, he was doing all the
jazz
Spike Lee
and,
shit.
like, it didn't
Yeah,
jive.
work.
It was really just Denzel carrying the whole
Exactly.
film
Ray
was
Allen
only real actor.
cannot act.
at all.
He was just out there talking and shit. Same tone and everything. When he angry, it's not like he happy and shit. Like, what's wrong with this?
Who
What
made
you
fall
doing,
in-
Mary?
Who made you?
Why
fall
would
in
you do
love
that,
with-
Mary?
Yeah.
Come on, Mary.
Oh, Slide, the movie is great. The acting is so bad from Ray. So it's one of the movies that's so bad you just enjoy it.
No,
I understand.
I'll pass on it.
I understand. Who made you fall in love with basketball?
It would be Kobe. I didn't really love. Football was always like my
Number
first
one.
love. Yeah. But like really getting into like basketball is like watching Kobe journey from high school to now. And then I became a stan. So
I recall.
yeah. I grew my hair because he had a fro.
You got braids.
Kobe never had
No,
braids?
yeah, I was like, well, he had braids.
He had a fro. I'm looking at his hair now, and I'm just like, hey, you just have braids.
I have
That
dreads.
feels like
That's why I'm
What?
correlating. That's how my mind correlates shit.
I was gonna let you get there. But yeah, mine was Kobe though. That made me love basketball.
What was it about Kobe that drew you in?
I think it was his confidence. Like he knew, like even at a young age, like I'm him, like as we would say now. So I just like that confidence.
No, I feel it.
And he was cold. He was athletic. He had a fro. He messed with Brandy.
He-
I used to love Brandy.
He
back
was
then.
on Moesha.
Yeah, so I was like, oh, it's a win-win for me.
Hey, Serial Sensei, appreciate
What's
you
going on,
for the
brother?
6 years, man.
Definitely shout out Serial Sensei.
Man.
He's contributed so much to this
Mhm.
podcast.
Exactly.
A day oneer.
For real,
When we
for
had our
real.
website, he was sitting here giving us the MMA material. Like,
Yeah.
you are certified on this podcast
Exactly,
forever,
brother.
sir.
Appreciate you.
It's Jordan for me. Like, my earliest memory of basketball is when we had our big old TV. Remember them old TVs that was mostly wood and the
Mhm.
screen was only about
Oh,
this
yeah.
big?
They was heavy as shit.
I remember
I
just,
just had to move, boy. My grandparents.
Them joints is heavy as
But
shit.
Heavy
now-
as shit, bro.
and in Milwaukee, we used to get, what was it? I forget the Chicago channel.
WGN.
WGN. yeah.
WGN. So I used to just watch all them games with my uncles and my cousins, and I just remember being like, "Wow, like dog, who
Mhm.
is dude?" Like, and my uncles are like, "Oh, "He won the Colt," and they're watching it in real time as adults, and they just sitting here like, "I ain't never seen nobody like this before." So them putting it in context for me at a young age also just made me be like just understanding like this. I want to watch more of him, like
Mhm.
the mid range game, the killer instinct, the defense, the just everything about the swag, the shoes, the little calf band he used to wear, like everything about Jordan just drew me in. When he retired, I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do no more. And it wasn't until the Ray Allen Bucks took off where I got back in it.
The TV with the booty.
TV with the booty.
Them joints was heavy, bro.
Oh,
Appreciate
shit.
you, Randy. Cheers to 6 years
Hey.
with the great content. Appreciate it.
Yeah, we ain't got no celebration libations.
That's what I literally was just. I'm like,
I
bro.
low key was gonna bring some ginger ale bowl, but I didn't want people coughing and choking.
See, I still ain't never had it. Y'all was telling me about it last week.
I want to text Deuce like any of those for the free.
Yeah, dude, can we get a? I don't even drink. Can we get a shot
Is
of the
any of
bottles?
those for the free?
In the bottles in the studio.
I
Are
ain't trying
they
to take nobody's shit.
are they open for consumption?
Is it open bar night? The TECK Foul.
Hey, that would be.
Who made you fall in love with
Hey, we
basketball?
got the keys. It's open bar night.
Right.
No, like I've been sitting here trying to rack my brain as you guys have been going through yours. I think the default answer is the Bulls. Like I don't think it was one specific player. Like as
Mhm.
long as I can remember, I've been into basketball.
Which one though?
Dude said have at it. He did.
Yeah.
Dealer's choice.
Oh,
Um,
he don't remember, was it?
As long as I can remember, I've been into basketball. So there's no like
Mhm.
inception moment for me.
Yeah.
Mm.
I had another
I do
thing.
remember like watching basketball, just like Friday night, spend the night at my grandparents' house. My granddad up watching basketball, and that was my way to stay up late because he watching the basketball game. Like I want to finish it. I remember like sitting in their living room, like having the newspaper spread out and like reading the stats and the transactions. I remember my first pair of Jordans, Jordan 8s, which I didn't even know anything about shoes, but I was just like drawn to that shoe, and I was like, yes. So it's a bunch of different things from my childhood that I remember, but I think it all revolves around the Bulls and Jordan. My favorite player was B.J. Armstrong because he played with Jordan.
That was
short.
B.J. Armstrong.
I was vertically challenged as a youth.
Hey, Tim, Dude said there should be some Casamigos in the freezer.
Why you got
I
4
got
cups?
the Casamigos in the cup already.
Why you got a different? Are you mixing alcohols over here?
Sure seems like it.
No, I ain't mixing alcohol.
Boy, you
That's
know I
why you
don't
got
drink.
4.
Oh, okay.
Also, why you got 4 cups?
See, I was looking for some water.
He lying.
He's a now I forgot. Damn, I forgot.
Make my shot half a shot.
I forgot this nigga.
The hardest thing I drink is
Beer.
No, you would have that bowl.
what was that thing? The bees. That was beer.
That was beer.
Okay, yeah.
The bees
The beer
was
knees was
refreshing.
good.
It was very refreshing.
All right. I thought that would be a good little icebreaker.
Oh, one more thing too about is watching the Heat and the Knicks fight every playoff series. Like, because my uncle's like, these niggas fighting again. I'm like, no, they out here throwing them, bro. Seeing Patrick Ewing ass slinging them off, I was like, yeah, bro, this is it.
It was some.
That checks out.
Yeah. Let the bartender through, please.
Oh, go ahead, sir. Hey, tipping this nigga. Thank you, so. Why I got a special cup, nigga? What you do to it? You trying to get me.
All right. So we're going to toast to 6 years of Tech Foul here.
One of those, you know what I'm saying?
Ooh, I can smell this. I do not want to drink this.
Let me water it down for you.
She barely got anything. She barely got anything, bro. This nigga here. She barely got anything. I have barely hit she didn't even get she got halfway to the first line. Halfway to the first line. This motherfucker still watered it down. Like, ain't that a
She got a teaspoon and some liquor. That's too much.
This motherfucker, oh goddamn, it's strong.
It's too spicy. Goddamn.
I smell it from here. You smell the bottom of the cup.
Hey, Sly said he taking the shot with
Hey,
us too.
shout out, brother.
You, brother.
6 years?
We out here.
6 years.
6 years.
Salute. Did I get everybody?
And many more.
Cheers.
Yeah,
But that's not bad.
Yeah,
That's
man.
not bad. I
Yeah, that wasn't
appreciate you, dude. Here she go. Here she go.
That shit is-
Yeah, I can't take you no damn way.
Oh,
Can't take her no goddamn way.
that was smooth.
That was got some bite.
When I tell you half the line, bro, it wasn't even there.
Ooh, my body getting warm and everything.
That's funny.
That was pretty
Oh,
good.
shit.
I'm not even gonna go there.
I'm gonna have to replace that.
on wax, but I remember a time when
Hold on, let me get this
When this would have been
No.
nothing for me. Yeah, I remember.
No, we didn't have some drunk ass. I know me and Tim for sure.
Oh,
We've been in here
that's
drunk
why I
as
called you
shit.
earlier. I was gonna say what we got, but
Oh, you already know what hit the
I
hell stuff.
yeah, nah.
Sir Go Getter says 6 years doing anything as a team is quite an accomplishment. Congrats and wishing you all the best moving forward.
Hey, thank you.
Thank you, thank you.
Appreciate you.
Thank you, sir.
Appreciate you.
If I had a hat, I'd tip it.
For sure. Oh,
think
man.
about how different our lives were in 2017.
Totally different.
Extremely different.
Yeah. The growth. Like y'all watched
Yeah.
us grow for real, for real.
We grew up.
From adults to slightly older adults.
Exactly.
All right.
Way more
So,
responsibilities though.
Oh boy.
yeah. All right. We're going to get into the show for this week here. The NBA draft lottery is kicking off in a couple of minutes.
I can't wait.
So, hold on. Let me
Can't
find.
wait.
Do we got any predictions on who will get the number one?
Oh, we're going to talk about it as soon as I can get to the music. Ken picked last week. Eric, give us which tunes?
And that shit sound hard. That brick,
Did you,
brick.
did you bet all of these, or is it really just random?
These are all we've used before in the past.
Okay, then let's go with fail the test. I don't know. It sounds-
I was looking at
Failed the test? All right. That's our.
I ain't got the headphones on, so if it's bad, I'm not gonna hear it.
We doing brick by brick next week, bro. That can sound like that shit for to be 5.
How was it?
Pusha T gonna be on that.
It's bringing us in right now. That's all right. Tim don't seem
Tim,
impressed.
you got something?
You
got
ain't
something,
messing
Tim?
with it.
You got something? You gonna spit something? Go ahead. It's anniversary, bro. Spit something.
Maybe at the end.
No, the beat's on this one. Okay, what you want to do, Tim?
Oh, let Eric hear it.
Okay, cool. We'll let it ride.
It goes through emotions. This one does. I'm like, oh, okay, we're going on a journey with this one. So, as I mentioned, NBA Draft Lottery is kicking off. I am going to turn our little iPad this way here so we can all keep an eye on it as it goes off. So, really, whoever gets number 1 spot is going to be drafting Victor Wembanyama.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's it.
Yeah.
Whoever gets the first pick is getting Vic. Bars. The Spurs, the Rockets, and the Pistons all have a 14% chance of winning that number 1 pick.
Mhm.
And then the Hornets and Trailblazers are behind at 12.5% and 10.5%.
Okay.
Who do y'all want to get that number 1 draft pick?
I want Detroit.
Why?
I really do. I feel like Detroit will embrace him well. I mean, I know y'all got to deal with him, but more than I would.
The West, that's all that is.
Hell no, please not in the West. But no, I think Detroit will be a good fit for him. The city, I know the city will back him. They'll be excited to have him. The team is young. He can. I feel like he'll flourish well there. I want the D.
Hey, dude, just clip that.
Oh damn.
On some. Give them some good fortune. They haven't really had too much luck in the draft or anything like that since. Like LaMelo Ball is their best draft pick.
Ooh, you on Charlotte?
So I wouldn't mind Charlotte getting them.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like it'll give them another shot, give them another
I ain't mad at that.
potential All-Star, perennial All-Pro, like
Mhm.
All NBA. If he lives up to that potential, like
Yeah,
I wouldn't mind Charlotte having that type of player. And then you have the big, and you'll have your guard. The only other team that I really thought about was giving the Dame.
Oh, Portland?
I feel like if Portland gets number 1, like they trade Dame and just starting over.
You think so? You don't think they would keep Dame with him?
Because by the time
timelines don't
he's good
match?
enough, like Dame gonna be on his downslope. So you might as well get you some young pieces,
Just build around that.
build around that.
Makes sense.
But if Houston gets him,
I want the Spurs to get him.
you want him with Pop?
I want him with Pop.
I just want him to go somewhere that's stable, that has a good infrastructure. Like I don't want it someplace
San
where
Antonio.
like well, I mean like Oklahoma City's a little bit further down, but like Detroit seems at least somewhat stable.
Mhm.
I mean, they don't have a coach right now,
Right,
but
they
like
get
they
there.
at least have like they're building stuff. Like Houston just seems chaotic.
Boy.
Like Houston's like the last place that I want him to go because
I don't even know the fit. Like, I mean, he's a generational talent,
Yeah.
so like he can
They'll make
fit anywhere. You can make it
should
fit.
be able to.
But like, what's the big they got there? Not Jabari, the passer.
Shingo.
Oh, Singa. I like Singa.
Like Orlando's another one where it's like that feels a lot more stable. They at least have an infrastructure in place where
They're
it's
building.
not just a bunch of kids running around doing whatever the fuck they want.
Mhm.
That's
Like it's
Houston for sure.
actually like an
Yeah.
organization that's building towards something that has other pieces that can kind of grow with them.
Mhm.
Again, I keep going back. Just anywhere but Houston. Well, no, anywhere but Houston or Charlotte. Like I do not want him to go to Charlotte because
You think they'll spoil him?
no, I think that Charlotte has issues that are deeper than like Miles Bridges, Malik Monk, James Bouknight. Like all these are young players that went there that got into trouble off the court, and I feel like that's not a coincidence necessarily. Like maybe it's the type of players that they're bringing in. I don't know, but it also speaks to that's an organization that doesn't have their shit together to be able to support these guys because they're 18, 19, 20 years old coming into the league. Like they're impressionable. Like so many successful players say, "Oh, I had great vets when I was young. They taught me how to do this. They taught me how to do that."
Mhm.
Right.
So you kind of need people to teach NBA players how to be NBA players. But if you just go straight, we're only gonna have young kids and we're gonna let them do whatever the hell they want to do. Like look at the process. Jahlil Okafor got into so much trouble in Philly because like a bunch of kids running around. His running mate was fucking Christian Wood. Like, or I should say his vet was Christian Wood. Like that's
a bad bet to have, fam.
and he was like a year older than him. Like it's not. it's so much that goes into people being successful, and not like for the sake of the NBA. I want him to be as successful as possible.
Yeah, because if dude trying to be a bust, woo,
That'd be crazy.
absolutely
That'd be
crazy.
unfortunate, really.
That
Super.
That would be wild, but I don't see it.
Like if he busts, I want it to be because he just wasn't good enough.
Not
Like, I don't
because
want it
the
to be
environment.
because of
The environment failed him.
That's
or the
fair.
medical staff failed him, or you know, like
Yeah.
I want it to be like, okay, he just didn't cut it. We were wrong.
Okay.
I feel it.
So, but the steady enforce in San Antonio will be Pop.
Which I mean,
Like
like
he got a young ass squad too.
And the
yes.
question is, how long is Pop gonna be there?
Yeah.
But I think if he gets Victor Wembanyama, he
People
might
like,
be
I
like,
could-
I got a
I
couple
got a
years.
couple more years. I got a few
I got a
more.
couple
He's gonna
years.
take a couple practices before he
Got a
makes a
few
decision.
more.
Well, I said his group chat said the same thing. They want him on the Spurs. I do too.
Who's the long shot to get the number one though?
all right. So the order will go from 1 to 14.
So if everything went chalk,
Yeah.
This
so
is how it would go.
Detroit, Houston, San Antonio, they have the same odds, but if they get bumped down, like that's the order that it goes in. So Detroit, Houston, San Antonio, Charlotte, Portland, Orlando, Indiana at 7, Washington, Utah, Dallas, Chicago, OKC at 12, Toronto, and New Orleans.
Okay.
So, with that being said, as well, I do want to just point out the fact that if the Mavericks pick falls outside of the top 10, it will go to New York.
Also, you will hear like 30 straight seconds of just me cackling on this podcast.
Because they tanked their season
Right.
to try to improve their odds to keep their
Yeah.
draft pick.
And just to point out, we have 2 teams that were in the play-in tournament that are now in the conference finals. So,
Yeah.
like, granted, they probably wouldn't have, but
LeBron
Could've
better not
given
say
yourself-
shit else. He better not say another motherfucking
About
word
the
about the play-in
play-in?
tournament. Not a word. Not a damn.
Seems to be working to me.
After that year where he saw 3 and they was able to make it, I think he changed his tune on that play-in tournament. I was messed up. I saw 3 baskets. I just aimed for the middle one. All right, Brian. And also, the Bulls pick will go to the Magic if it falls outside of the top 4. So it's quite possible for Orlando to double up. Which would be
Orlando will be. That would be interesting.
Mhm.
That would be real interesting.
And you know how
If it fell at 5,
they can either be 11, 12, or 13, or in the top 4. So if it's top 4, it goes to Orlando. If it's 11, 12, or 13, it goes to Chicago.
So
Because they only draw for the top 4 picks.
okay.
So the lottery itself, the reveal is going to be in about another 10 minutes. So while we wait for that to start, let's just start getting into some of this playoff talk. Conference finals are set. We got the Lakers
Ugh.
against the Nuggets in the
Boy.
Western Conference. And then we have the Heat versus the Celtics in the Eastern Conference.
Obligatory. This is the rematch of the bubble. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's worth saying. Although
yeah, it is because a lot of people they called it the Disney chip.
Well, so like here's my thing about all that, because like everybody's like, oh, y'all said the bubble was a fluke. First of all, anybody that said the bubble was a fluke was a dumbass. So
They
you
was
shouldn't give
asshole.
them any type of
Facts.
credence in the
Mhm.
first place. Secondly, it's taken 3 years. Like if it was a fluke, like it took them 3 years to get back. It's not like the next year they came back with the same exact team and it's like, oh yeah, we still running shit. All these teams have gone through some
Changes.
shit.
To be fair though, 3 of the 4 pretty identical teams.
Which 3?
I would say Miami,
Jimmy Butler,
Denver?
Jimmy, Bam, and Hero.
That's it.
we still had Haslam.
This dude.
Bro,
he caught the nigga that's been there
Get out of my
30
face.
years.
And if I say, what's the name is still there too? Robinson.
He's not. Well, okay, sure.
Duncan counts. Okay.
But
What's the other? I know it ain't Denver and LA because all LA got is
no,
Bron
I
and
wasn't
AD.
talking about LA at all.
And all
Got a
Denver
whole
got
new
is Michael Porter Jr.,
Murray.
and
Yeah,
Jokic.
Jokic.
Everybody else is flip flop.
There's a lot of turnover that happens within
Yeah.
3 years. Like, I wouldn't expect any team to have
Well, shit,
anything
the only
more
one
than
that would
like
be
their
Boston
core
then.
three.
Well, no,
In
yeah.
Boston,
They just had a top 2,
they got their top 2 still.
and I guess Robert Williams was probably on.
Horford
Was
still
Horford there?
Yeah, Horford was
Then, or was he in Philly at that time?
I don't know. Horford left and then came back.
That's
so I
what
don't
I'm
know if that
saying, like,
there. I
yeah.
feel like Horford was there.
And Rob Williams and I guess Marcus Smart were probably there too.
Marcus Smart was there for sure.
He ain't been nowhere else.
Like Boston has the
Okay,
Boston has the most
Okay. Yeah, that little part. I like that. I like that
Nicely.
little breakdown. That was. But yeah, it's a bubble rematch, so to speak, quote unquote. A lot of things have changed. Like when we really dive into the LA Denver matchup, which I want to do after the lottery is revealed. There's some interesting matchups to consider there. I know you were nervous about drawing Denver as a Lakers fan, but you know, Shell's in the comments. Yo,
What's
what's
going
up,
on,
Shells? Appreciate you, brother.
Also day one.
Also, for
Hey.
sure a day one. For sure a day one. I do also just want to call out our playoff records so far, our prediction records on here on Tech Foul. Because one thing that's been interesting to me is all of the talk around the Phoenix Suns. Everybody's like, oh my God, what an upset. And I was like,
No.
what did we see that
Yeah, we all. Yeah,
no one, because like a lot of people were split or was more Phoenix than Denver. And I was like,
hell.
I don't understand. Here at Tech Foul, we all went Denver clean.
Yeah.
because we saw they didn't have a bench or defense. Like, that was literally it. Like
But you know,
outside they starting five, they didn't have shit else.
they barely had a starting five by the end of it. But you know, it's the coach's fault.
For sure. So our record so far heading into the conference finals, Tim's playoff prediction record is 7-5. Myself and Eric are 9-3, and this nigga Ken
Hey,
is
let's go.
10-2.
Burr, 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 burr.
10-2.
I know what I'll be talking about in this motherfucker.
This your best year.
Oh yeah, shit. I'm gonna talk my shit because I ain't gonna be back here. So goddamn.
You know. Hey, when the Lakers are good, like his picks are good.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
For
look
sure.
at God. Look how he works.
So that's basically the difference. Like
So-
we pick wrong, but
Since we were talking about Phoenix, let's just talk about them a little bit. Denver defeated Phoenix 4-2 in their series, and the Suns fired Monty Williams. A lot of coaches getting fired.
Boy,
Yeah,
a lot of successful coaches
Boy,
are
which is
getting
nuts.
fired.
like coach of the year.
And they're gonna bring it. Looking at the names that they're looking at, like they're gonna bring in other coaches
A coach
that
of
got
the year.
let go because of the same issues. It's like, you know, these guys, they build good cultures, they have good regular seasons, they fail to make adjustments in the playoffs.
Mhm.
And they X's and O's really ain't there.
I mean,
For
whose
some.
X's and O's
Like-
are there? Like by that definition.
Which if you're talking about, yeah, because Nick Nurse the same as
But
Bud, which is the same,
which is
as
better
Monty,
defense.
which is the same as
Doc.
Doc. Yeah, all of them are great motivators, great inspirers, great
culture
if
setters.
this is what winning culture looks like. This is what we should do in order for us to be a successful team. But none of them have the. Well, no, Doc can drop some plays. Doc don't make
Okay.
adjustments.
Like here's my
That's Doc's problem.
here's what my point is that more goes into coaching than just like in a small sample size of a playoff series. Did you out adjust the next guy? Because like they're making adjustments, like they're doing different things based on set of problems that are in their face. It may look to the naked eye like, oh, well, they lost in the playoffs again. It must be the coach failing to do whatever they're supposed to do in that situation. It's like, okay, it's not just a static. It's not a static scenario. It's not, I make adjustments, the other team gonna keep doing what they doing, so then we gonna win because I just tweaked this one thing. It's like, no, you adjust, the other do adjust, you adjust, the other do adjust. And the better team wins more often than not.
Mhm.
Sly been on this, man. He loved that video from
I did
Supreme
too.
Dream.
Loved it. I thought that was the funniest line.
Quote,
Bro.
niggas ain't hooping across the league and they blaming coaches.
That shit was a bar, my guy.
It's true. We
Yeah,
were,
it
just
is
saying, we
true.
were saying that
Yeah.
with the Bucks. With Bud, we were like, I mean, like, yeah, Bud did some things here, but like at the end of the day, like his best players needed to play better.
Yeah.
With Philly,
Philly, fuck.
their
Both
best
of
players
them.
needed to play better.
But they can't play alone. They can't do it alone.
According to
According-
How the fuck you only get 5 field goals in the game and someone said we can't do it by ourselves?
But okay, like that, like to that point, like everybody's like, oh, Embiid should just put his head down and do blah blah blah. It's like, how you supposed to do that when they are packing the fuck out of the paint?
There's nowhere to go.
Nowhere to go.
Them switching to put
Rob
Rob
Williams
Williams back into the starting lineup was a game shifter for them. Duke said,
Adjustment.
y'all said it. I know.
And like, dudes, the players are partially to blame.
Mhm.
Also, the people picking the players are probably partially to blame. Like, there's a reason. Okay, let me put it this way: Boston has more tools in their toolbox to go to, so like they can make more
Mhm.
adjustments that are successful in a playoff series because they have more options to go with.
Mhm.
They have more lineup combinations. They have more versatility. Philly, like, okay, well, we need more offense, so we got to take PJ Tucker off the court. Okay, well, that means George Niang and DeAnthony Melton are now your primary defenders on Jason fucking Tatum. And then he goes off by 50. So it's like, is that Doc's fault where he's like, who the fuck am I supposed to play?
Yeah.
Or is it a failure of team building? Is it a failure of your stars to show up in key situations? Is it a failure of your role players to not hit open shots when, like when they're headed to him on a silver platter? Like, there are a bunch of things that contribute to a failure of a season that goes beyond like the head coach. And when you have a good one, you should probably hold on to him.
I also want to point out the fact that for everybody who was hollering that Doc Rivers didn't make no adjustments in Game 7, that man threw everything that he could at the wall and nothing stuck because Jason Tatum said, don't matter, cooking right now. They were doubling that man. They were doing drop coverage. They came high on the pick and roll coverage. They were blitzing the pick and roll coverage. They went into a zone. Like, they tried everything they could once they were floundering, and nothing worked because Jason Tatum was just on one.
Which means that which points to a failure to capitalize when he couldn't hit shit in
Game 6. Again, when I saw that Philly didn't win Game 6, I said, I know this script. Saw this happen last year against the Bucks. If you don't close against Boston at home, odds are you ain't going to get that 7 back in Boston. So I knew how that script was going to end. But the first half was close. Then that second half, it was like going into halftime, Tatum had like 25. And I was like, dang, this nigga hooping. But the game is still close. So I was like, he
was only about 2 or 3.
So I was like, it's going to take a lot. Then here come that third quarter. Woo!
I think it was like 38-12,
33-10 quarter.
Damn.
I think at one point it was like 25-3.
Like, it was.
Yeah, bro, it was terrible. It was terrible. Which is kind of, speaking of the coaches, I was like, I'm pretty sure most of the most recent Coach of the Year winners are free agents right now.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at Monty Williams was last year. 2 years ago was Tom Thibodeau.
He got a job.
Nick Nurse. Bud, Dwayne Casey's in the Pistons front office, and Mike D'Antoni.
Yeah, I mean, shit. If you just go for the last, 3 out of the last 4 coaches to win the title, are gone.
Boy,
another finalist is gone.
Yeah.
Shell said, in regards to Doc, at least he threw something at the wall.
But one thing that's I think Doc's fate was sealed last year. Like, I think last year on top of 2021, those are the 2 that really killed him. This year was like, all right, it's your last chance, get us to the finals or else. Moving on. He didn't get there. His fate was sealed.
Who was the Sixers coach before Doc?
Brett Brown.
Both of them went 0-3 in the second round, trying to get Philly out that second round. Couldn't do it. I guess they said, we gave him 3 shots at it. You got 3 shots at it. Still ain't got it. I just don't know if Philly as constructed is going to have enough with any coach at the helm to get out the second round.
Philly as constructed is going to be Philly as constructed going into next year.
Hard to say he can't play with Doc. So, but I mean, they fired him, so that's a possibility for him.
He ain't coming back no way. He going to Houston.
That man was in a Houston titty bar before the sun went down.
Titty bar.
Doc Rivers teams are now 16-33 in
16-33.
16-33 when they have 3 wins in the 7-game series.
God dang.
Yeah,
16-33.
Yeah. KG in our group, shout out to KG.
Shut up, bro.
He posted just a recap of some of the things that Doc has done at the helm. In 2003 versus the Pistons, they blew a 3-1 lead. In 2009 versus the Magic, they blew a 3-2 lead. In 2010 against the Lakers, they blew a 3-2 lead. In 2012 against the Heat, they blew a 3-2 lead. 2015 against the Rockets, they blew a 3-1 lead. 2020 in the bubble, which sealed his fate for the Clippers, they blew a 3-1 lead. And this year against the Celtics, they blew a 3-2 lead. And the crazy thing is, I'll be sitting there like, I don't even think Doc's that bad of a coach for all this to be
give him the game 7.
And that's wild, though.
Like, that's some wild shit, bro. Like, you up 3.
But I know that haunts him, dude.
Many.
They got to.
I know it haunts him like crazy. Hey. Like, again, bro? Dang. Like, what the fuck?
Going into game 6, you've been up 2 or 3 games on your opponent and have lost the series.
Somebody put a hex on him, voodoo or something.
That's 7
He got
times.
some bad juju.
All right, y'all. Draft lottery
Oh, what we got?
is kicking off right now.
Got Mark Tatum at the podium.
Yes, sir. So right now we are going to get the 5th through 14th pick in reverse order.
I see my boy B Roy on there for the
Pelicans
Pelicans are number 14.
at
so
14. Are we chalk?
Next should be Toronto.
Yeah.
It is.
And there it is.
So next up is OKC.
If we go chalk. He be looking so pleased when he be reading these names off.
Hey man, this is his Super Bowl. OKC
Okay.
has 12. So chalk so far. So this is Chicago. Well,
it should be.
it's Orlando unless Chicago jumps up. It is the Orlando Magic.
From Chicago.
So next up, I guess that means Dallas is in the top 10. Damn. The next up should be Dallas.
And they are. They kept they pick. The tank was worth it in
Yeah.
Dallas.
It worked. They still got to pick the right player.
That is true. That is very true.
Next should be Utah in the 9th spot.
After that good season, you get the top 10 pick still. I guess that's not bad.
And it
It
is
the
Utah at 9.
Jazz.
Are we gonna go chalk all the way?
We'll see.
Well,
we
the
don't
odds
have-
is low for those though.
Yeah.
Next up is Washington. They have a 6.7% chance of the number 1 pick.
We ain't get it because they had 8.
Next up is Indiana, which would be an interesting spot.
The representatives be always looking just like they just be.
I'm here.
I wanted number 1. What I'm here for.
And Indiana is 7. So now we have Orlando at 6.
So we chalk all the way so far.
Oliver and Blake, Paul George.
It's Orlando. Oh wait, that's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Yes.
My bad.
not bad for
so
Orlando.
Portland is supposed to be 5.
Yeah.
6 and 11.
So if
for
Portland
Orlando.
ain't 5, then Portland
Somebody's
jumped into the top 4.
Detroit
Hey,
Damn.
Portland might get him.
Oh shoot! Oh, Ben like about to start
Damn, they
something.
missed all 4.
Damn.
Is that
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I see my boy B Roy,
That's
dog. He was there last time they got the number 1 pick.
Ooh, so the top 4 is Houston, San Antonio, Charlotte, and Portland.
Damn.
Anywhere but Houston or Charlotte.
If they, I'm here for the chaos. If they do get the number 1, they're like, you know what? Let's just tear it down and go with the young crew. Because they have Simons, they have Sharp, they'll have Wembanyama. That's, I mean, you could bet around them 3.
Damn.
And then whoever
they salty in the
they
deep.
trade for Dame.
Who would? Ooh,
You got to trade for some vets though. You have to,
Ooh.
because Dame is 1.
Well, like, okay, so with vets, it's like you want vets on your team. You don't necessarily need them to be.
You don't even be
on
the
the
star, but you still need.
Mhm.
I mean,
The
you can get them in free agency, can't they?
Right.
Like who else did he have really this year?
You
Dame.
talking about Dame?
Yeah,
He was him.
that's
and,
what I said. It was just him.
Him and Nurkic.
It was just him.
Jeremy
But-
Grant.
I give you.
It's-
Grant is still there.
Yeah.
He
Is
gave him
Dame-
a bag too, didn't they?
Is
Yeah,
Dame
yeah.
one of those players that don't truly get the respect that he deserves?
No, he get the respect.
You think so?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Why?
I think-
that if. Go
Go
ahead.
I was like, why do you? What makes you question?
I don't know, because I feel like every time we talk about like best in the game or best shooters or best players in the game, like he's never mentioned really.
It's often said that if Steph wasn't around, it'd be Dame. That's
Yeah,
the best
exactly.
Point guard shooting, like that
Yeah.
best shooting point guard.
Mhm.
Of all
I think
time.
that's double edged though, because like I think if there was no Steph, Dame would definitely get more
Mm-hmm.
respect for sure.
Mhm.
But also, if there was no Steph, like I don't think Dame would necessarily get to play the way that he does.
he wouldn't be the game changer.
Okay.
Because Steph's play style
Steph
opened a
made
lot
it
of doors.
okay for Portland to then embrace, like, yeah, dang, shoot from
Half
40
court.
feet out or whatever. You know what I mean? Like,
It was kind of one of those.
but also, Steph's teams have won, whereas Dame's teams have kind of been
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
middling to okay.
Is it the? Well, no, I was like, is it like the Seth Rollins effect? What he said with Roman, he was like, if I wasn't in the Roman Reigns era, I would probably be that guy. You're like, but because I'm here in Roman Reigns era, I can never top him as being the guy. I'm always going to be that next guy.
I consider Seth Rollins like Chris Jericho. If that makes sense. That's a comparison.
And
I
in,
put
and in
both.
my list, Chris Jericho is one of the greatest
He
wrestlers
is,
of all
and
time.
he is. Chris Jericho's one of the greatest.
But I think Chris Jericho's underrated.
Yeah.
So
That's what
it
I'm
goes
saying.
back to your
Yeah,
point. If
exactly.
that's how
That's
you
what I'm
see
saying.
it,
Like
then
that's
yeah.
how I see it.
Tells in the comments said Wemby going west,
Hey, bro, we ain't gonna speak that yet.
and then said he ain't going to Charlotte. Okay, so now we know who the top 4 might be.
Well, it's a 50-50 chance to go west.
Who?
No, it's
San
75%.
Antonio.
Is it Seth? Who's the? Oh, Houston. I don't know why I'm thinking Detroit. I was thinking Detroit, but
Where do y'all think who get number one now? Who do y'all think?
Portland. I got
San
Portland.
You
Antonio.
got Portland, San Antonio.
Yeah.
I still think it's San Antonio too.
I would like to see Portland.
Although-
I wouldn't be mad at that.
I'm trying to think like conspiracy brother.
Conspiracy, put the hat on.
Pull the hat down.
I was like,
Pull it down a little bit.
They're trying to either keep Dame in Portland or they're trying to get rid of Dame in Portland. Whatever makes that more likely, the outcome. That's the only one where it's like,
Cause most chaos.
yeah, that's the only one that has a ripple effect. The rest of them is just like, we're gonna take them and we're gonna build around.
That's what I'm here for it because I'm down for chaos from time to time. Like sometimes the league
From
needs to get
time to
shaken up a little
time.
bit. Like Golden State lost this year for the first time in 8 years in the playoffs.
When they made it.
Yeah, so that can be a domino effect of chaos. It could be some bullshit kind of starting from there. Steve Kerr already said, well, we'll get there later, but it can be the ripple effect of some BS.
I mean, I think either way, like this is good for Portland because either they get Wemby or
They get a top 4
they
pick.
get a top 4 pick that
Yeah.
they can trade to get Dame some help.
And the top 4 players is still really good because they got Brandon Miller that they're projecting at number 2,
Scoot.
Scoot at number 3 or 2. Because Brandon Miller and
Oh,
Scoot
he's
right now is
built
kind of
like a
flip flopping.
fucking-
Wow, Scoot's built like
he's built like
he's-
a linebacker
Yeah.
or something, bro. Like, fam is huge.
Like Anthony Edwards.
Hey,
Fam
everybody in the
solid.
comments, let us know who you hope gets the number 1 draft pick right now between Portland, San Antonio,
LeBron
Houston,
James.
and
They had to
Portland.
throw in LeBron was number 1.
Again, like we've been doing this so long, like I'm thinking of like when the Lakers got the 4th pick, we was like, really? Really?
Just
When they jumped right, like
just in time for y'all to start making some moves.
Conspiracy hoodie should have been on like a
Right.
motherfucker. For that one.
like it was like, oh, that's getting traded for Anthony Davis. Like
Because
Anthony
everybody
Davis
knew
is
that.
the
Like, if they
player.
get a top 4 pick, it's gone.
Did you say woo to his parents?
Like, woof.
God damn.
That's even worse. What up, Drew? Appreciate you
Sister
checking
Ida.
in with us, brother.
What up?
What's going
Okay,
on, brother?
here we go. Top 4.
They got
Houston.
eBay up there.
San
Yeah.
They
Antonio,
on series.
Charlotte, and Portland. They got Brandon Roy up there. I low-key want
He was one of
Portland
my
to get
favorite
it
players
just because they
in
got
the
Brandon
bro.
Roy up there.
Brandon
as
That's
Roy
they
funny. They
representative.
got Mark Williams up there. If they get the number 1 pick,
He
yeah.
Number 4. Here we go.
okay.
Houston.
Okay.
Okay. I didn't want Wemby in Houston.
Oh, damn it. Got Browns. God damn it.
Yeah,
Hey, look at you.
Portland
at
at 3.
three.
They can still leverage that.
Mhm.
That's pretty good for Portland. Sorry, B. Roy.
Come on. No.
You came in for 10. No.
Oh,
Hey,
the
the
Spurs.
Spurs.
Well, they got Wemby. Okay.
Look, he's like, hot dog.
He went to pop.
Gee golly, we got him. We got him.
I mean, but for them to be able to pick up either Miller or Charlotte,
Mhm.
be able to pick up Miller or Scoot, that's still great.
Yeah.
They got to go, Miller.
And
You
for
think so?
Portland still be able to pick up Scoot or Miller.
Or
that's-
trade it.
Yeah.
Or trade it. That's still great.
He's
Yeah,
so
I mean,
happy.
That guy geek, boy.
That man about to cry. He ain't never been this happy in his life.
So the way the lottery is set up, they actually send 2 representatives. They have one person in the room and they have
When
one
they're
person
drawing.
on the dais. Like the person in the room, like you're just stuck in that room. Like they do the drawing before they come out. You just
Oh,
stuck
so
in
he
that
already
room.
know.
Not him, like
the
the other
person
person
who's
that
in
they
the
bring,
room.
whoever's in the room. Yeah, but they take their phones. There's no communication whatsoever coming out of that room. So you just stuck in the room for like 30 minutes.
Watching.
And then you like happy because your team won, but the
But
dude
no one
out there
else
is
knows.
just sweating.
Wow. Okay, San
All right, I'm happy
Antonio.
with that.
Victor Wembanyama.
I mean, he played the whole season like he wanted Victor. Everybody knew it was going into the season.
Nah.
That he was picking Victor. He made it known.
Doc, Pop just called the front office and said, "Y'all got me another 5 years or so. I can keep coaching. I can keep
Can
coaching."
you at least coach him through his rookie deal?
Oh, the deal? Probably.
Pop will get
But
him
like
like,
whoever they, 'cause I'm assuming like they'll bring in his successor. Like it'll be like a handoff situation, not
Yeah.
just Pop retires and then they go on
Mhm.
coaching.
he
search.
gonna
So,
hand basically hand.
especially like with Vic
Mhm.
in house now. Like that's definitely like an attractive coaching waiting situation.
Not Brian Windhurst went all the way to France to be with Wemby.
Only
He
on
ain't in the building.
Oh shit, I thought he was in Chicago.
That man went, nah,
Hey, you gotta catch a flight to France to go be with the number 1 overall pick.
bet.
When is it booked?
Get me out of here.
That man. know
Well,
how
it's
to
like 2 in
network.
the
I say
morning
that,
over
though.
there. It's probably like 2 in the
I don't
morning.
know what time it is.
He averaged 3 blocks a game in France. Ooh.
Ooh.
That's gonna be nice though. That's gonna
It's
be fun.
2:28 a.m. in France right now.
Oh hell no.
What's how you say
They're
his last
tired as
name?
fuck.
Wembenyama.
It's French, though.
Wembenyama.
If you look at how it's spelled,
Okay.
it's just where you break it up.
Wham bam.
Nah, win.
Wembanyama.
Okay,
Like it looks
Wembanyama.
exactly how it sounds.
All right, bet.
Sorry.
All right.
Hey, it's gonna be so he's gonna go into a structure where he can kind of, Pop done turned out some big time stars.
I mean, they just showed the last number 1 picks they had was David Robinson, Tim Duncan, and now Wemby. Like that's
Great year.
Wham, bam, yum.
Hey, but he out west. He out west with y'all.
yeah.
I mean, shit. By the time
By the time
be
he's-
ready, like they
gone.
Yeah, we be.
It's gonna
y'all
be
gonna be
AD's
in the Bronny
Sailing.
James era.
It's gonna
Oh,
be
yeah.
AD's team at that point.
Yeah.
Good luck.
All right. Now with the draft
Oh
lottery.
wait, sorry.
Go
I
ahead.
don't think we mentioned it last week, but shout out to Bronny to you guys.
Mm-hmm. I seen Mark say it.
In the comments.
I believe.
Wait, what the fuck is Mark at?
Say, what?
Hey, we all did look like what the fuck?
Mark could be talking about football right now.
We all look. He would have knew the picks before we knew him and shit.
He was in the room.
He the one in the room.
He over there with Wendy.
I got to text TECK Foul.
Somebody find Mark. I'm gonna find him on Twitter. What the fuck?
Hey, we
you
sent
at?
Mark over there to France and shit.
He sharing a room
He
with Wendy.
corresponded in France right now. Gonna talk to the number 1 pick.
Oh shoot.
I'm gonna go to Twitter find out what the hell Mark at.
All
Add
right.
him
Man,
for
we've been
sure.
where Kane at?
Triple T.
They used to be
Triple T,
yeah, like
Cartwheel and Mo. Man.
Mark and Kane used to be going back and forth in the comments.
All right. Now that the draft lottery has
Wham,
been
bam,
settled.
yum.
I had to send him
That's
a
his
tweet.
nickname, bro. I don't care. Wham, bam.
Not Tim saying, where the heck are you, buddy?
Bucko.
Where the heck
Where
are
are
you,
you,
buddy?
Bucko?
We
We
missed
miss
you.
you, Bucko. Come on.
Where's my guy?
Let's dig into the NBA playoffs a little bit deeper now that the lottery is set. So we kind of talked already about Philly's troubles beating Boston here in that series, and then Miami just did what we thought they would do to New York.
Jimmy Butler.
Shout out to New York for that Game 5 win, though. They gutted that one out. They gutted that one out.
What, 3-day guys, 48 minutes that game?
Yep. And Grimes hurt himself off
Still
of a
ripped,
screen.
right.
Still got a steal off of Jimmy. Like that's gonna be a play that's gonna be played forever.
It was a clean one too.
Yeah, it was clean. It was clean.
Mm.
I don't really have much to say about the Miami New York series this season
The
for
thing
New
is-
York.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Which I made the rant last week, so I won't go off this week. But like after that, Stephen A. Smith was like, trade everybody. Jalen Brunson, he's all right, but the rest of them, they just let me down. I was like, this is the most successful season that they've had in
Yeah, like, bro, we're like
2 decades.
They finally won a playoff series.
And you complaining and want everybody fired and traded. That's my
Trade him, put him out in the first round?
Huh?
Trade put them out in the first round?
Yes.
Yep.
I thought
Yep.
that was-
The only time that they've made it past the first round, I think, in this century is that year with Melo.
Yeah, you can't be mad at this one. You ain't think I know you ain't think you was gonna win the chip.
Especially after the season they had last year was just terrible for New York. So for them to be able to bounce back this way, make it to the second round, like that's a good season for New York. And they got something to build around. So shout out to New York, and y'all fans are y'all just entertaining.
Yeah, I love
Boy.
New York fans, man. New Yorkers, period.
All right.
Freaking up.
Damn. That's like a different universe.
They like people really are different, bro. Like
Yeah.
them really aliens walking around New York, bro.
So I made it there. I gotta get over New York.
It's too
I
much.
don't. I
I
have
couldn't
no
live there, bro.
desire to go to New York.
I just want to go once.
I couldn't live there. It's too much. It's too busy.
I feel like
Like my anxiety, like because there's so much going on. Like you really can't rest. Like me, it just make my anxiety go nuts.
To
Bro.
be fair, like even though this
I need to
doesn't,
go to
it's
dispensary.
not this may not be an encouragement to go, but I feel like it's like Gotham City.
definitely don't.
Damn
wanna
near.
go. Definitely
Damn
don't
near.
want to go.
Like,
Nope.
where's Batman when you need him?
So sticking in the East real
Whooping
quick
somebody's ass in the
In the alley.
in the alley.
while you get robbed.
Where
by
is
somebody else.
she?
Help me! Help me! Leave him alone.
Miami and Boston. Who y'all got in this series? Are we going clean sweep with Boston?
Yeah, I'm going Boston.
Hell no.
Really? You think Miami gonna win this series?
I'm on my haters. So
Yeah.
I was saying I'm still.
He ain't
with
real.
it. Y'all beat us. Y'all gotta get the chip, bro.
Nah,
At least Tim
like,
been on that. Tim been on
y'all
that.
beat us. Y'all gotta get the chip.
they ain't though.
Playoff Jimmy real.
They not though.
Playoff Jimmy is real.
He is.
He's very consistent too. Unlike the big star over in Boston.
Who that? Tatum?
Yeah.
Hey, but at least Tatum got
He showed
Brown
with-
behind him. He got
Brown been
Horford.
the consistent thing.
Right. Brown's been
Brown's been. He's always been consistent.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
That's like the
But
big star.
I'm saying, if Jimmy's not hitting that night, who? At least in Boston, if it's not Tatum, they got Brown. They got Horford. They got Brogdon off the bench. They got Derek White. Like they have, like the team is just so deep. I feel like Miami's luck is gonna run out. I shouldn't say luck. This streak that they've been on, like this streak they've been on, I feel like it's about to run out.
I was like, Miami was Jimmy Butler 3 in Game 7 away from beating them last year. And as we've kind of stated throughout this playoff run, like they basically brought back the same team. They just underperformed during the regular season.
And now
like,
they're without Hero,
I was gonna say without Hero, and like PJ's obviously
gone, which was a big part of that.
But like they at least have the game plan. They have most of the pieces that they had last year that made them successful.
Not having PJ is gonna hurt them against Boston though.
I mean, but the reserve players have kind of stepped up in this playoffs. Like
Luck's gonna
Caleb
run
Martin
out, fam.
stepped
Like
up. You have
But, like,
Vincent stepped up.
You keep saying luck though. It's like it's a shooting regression for a large part of it.
Yeah, they shooting. They kind of getting back to that hot ass shooting three.
Like that was what makes them so successful last year. Like yes, they had PJ, who was a big part of their arsenal, and Hero being hurts. Like it does. But at the same time, it's like all their role players have shot like well below what they did last year throughout the season until we got to the playoffs, and now they're regressing to what they did last year, and like that unlocked so much of their game. So like I'm not saying I am on my hater shit, which is like my official pick is going to be Miami just because of that. But I do see a pathway for Miami to win this series because like they've already shown me that they're capable of doing it in the past.
Okay.
I can't subscribe to that. Just watching them through this playoff run, like Jimmy was Super Saiyan against the Bucks to kind of take us out. Against New York, they made him facilitate more. Some other guys stepped up a little bit, and even when they went cold, they just got rebound. Like they out rebounded. They were hustling, and I don't see them if they go cold being able to out rebound Boston. I don't see them being able to consistently stop Tatum and Brown.
Man might be in hell
with Al Horford, like the double big lineup they got in Boston with Horford and Williams
they were a fast break 3 away from beating them last year.
Yeah, last year with a better team.
And also, we just talked about it with Boston last week when they were down to Philly, where it's like so many times Boston can beat themselves.
They can.
And I can also see that within the realm of possibility. Also, the coaching disparity is a little bit wider this year than it was last year. You look like you disagree to it.
Well,
Spoelstra is a big key.
I mean, Eric Spoelstra is one of the best coaches in the NBA, so whoever he's up against, he's going to generally have a coaching advantage. It's just like, I just don't see this Heat team doing it against this Boston team. I just really don't. Because this Boston team, although, again, they were a 3 away, this team is deeper than what they were last year. We saw them play around a little bit in Philly and everything like that, but like...
A little bit.
Because the games they lost, they came out in game 1 without Embiid. They didn't come out with the right intensity because they knew they didn't have Embiid. So they tricked that first game off. Then the only game they really got outplayed was game 5 in Boston. Game 5?
Was it 5 with Harden 42?
No, I think that was game 4, but that was close the whole way through. And then they made mistakes down the end, like where it was like it could have went the other way if a play or two was different. So like they really only got outplayed in 2 games in that series. They lost 3, but they only got outplayed in 2. And I just don't see.
I think that they got outplayed in game 6 to a degree too.
I mean, you can say that, but
it didn't take.
But they
the
won
hottest shit.
At the end, after he went 1 for 14.
That's what I'm saying. Like consistently inconsistent. That motherfucker.
But I wouldn't even come consistently consistent because one thing about Tatum is like, if we talked about Middleton when he was younger, when it's like I'm not hitting nothing, I'm about to stop shooting. Tatum ain't gonna stop because he knows the next one can go in, and once he sees it go in, like it's over for him. Like it's whatever. And if you want to see somebody get hot, if Tatum gets hot,
it's over.
Like I just don't see it for Miami in this series.
But
I got Boston in 6.
You know who gonna take Tatum?
Jimmy can.
Jimmy will take Tatum.
He can. He can do that. And then who gonna get Brown?
Cook.
I mean, whoever it is probably will get cooked. But I mean, again, the role players, Vincent and Caleb Martin, both have stepped up a lot this playoffs.
And I also want to just say this too, because this is going to be the best defense that Miami has seen so far in the playoffs. And once Boston want to play some defense, it is suffocating, especially for how Miami likes to get their buckets. It's not going to be nothing in that paint for them to get.
Him, he's a mid-range assassin. So is Bam. Well, he's not an assassin, but Bam likes that mid-range jumper.
Assassin for Bam is.
That's why I said not assassin, but he likes the mid-range jumper. Like, he likes that free throw line mid-range.
And Horford going to be in his face. But I just don't see it for Miami. I got Boston instead.
I'm going Boston 6 too.
I'll take Miami instead.
Okay.
What's your game prediction?
Split?
Yep, we split. To the West. Lakers and Nuggets.
What's?
Lakers defeated Golden State Warriors 4-2 in order to clinch their spot there. The Corgi was wrong. I was hoping that Corgi was
Fuck
right.
that dog, man.
I was waiting for it.
Fuck that damn dog.
Oh.
Man. Fuck him 2 times because he did it again.
Alright.
Against us, talking about never gonna win.
He may
the
be
series.
offspring of Airbud, bro. My man's be hitting shots.
Hey man, fuck him. Man, them motherfuckers be bouncing off the stair. I ain't trying to hear that shit.
Right,
Airbud, or nothing but that.
So, is there anything
It's
that y'all
just
want
a
to say?
dime bag, Batman.
Shells in the comments real quick before we get officially into the West. Embiid really let Al Horford off the hook. He should have destroyed him.
Al Horford had.
Al Horford had Joel Embiid in jail.
Apparently, Embiid had a slight tear in his.
Well, we knew he wasn't hurt, or he wasn't healthy.
He did.
He had an
You missed game one.
LCL, yeah. And he came back earlier than they expected. That's why he had that big old brace under his knee. So, like, I get it. But like we said about Giannis, we get it. You're not feeling 100%. But when you're on the court, we expect you to
gotta
produce.
Exactly.
And unfortunately, with Embiid, it seems like every playoffs, something is wrong with him.
The season get to him.
Also, like now you
Prison.
don't got.
Lock up.
Also, you've gotten your MVP now, so like that comes with a higher level of scrutiny.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
They probably yelling at you on the court. This the MVP. This the MVP.
He's lucky he hasn't seen Jimmy in the playoffs because Jimmy would
Oh,
have
he
got in his head.
bro.
And they friends.
Right. Tobias Harris over me.
He's like, you over there playing with that motherfucker.
Okay, to the
Did we
West.
ever talk about Jeff T talking about the Jimmy Butler practice?
No, we didn't.
He was like, we was joking around until he called the rest of us garbage. He's like, oh, wait a minute. And then he said Jimmy ain't want to come back and play.
He already made his point. He had an interview to get to.
He said he come in, his hands be shaking. He get excited. Jimmy hands start shaking.
Not
those
Jimmy,
tips.
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 All right, Lakers and Nuggets. So, Lakers defeated Golden State 4-2. It seems as if Golden State is not going to be doing a complete tear down of their talent. Their core seems to want to stick together and do it again, but we'll see if Bob Myers is there to continue to facilitate them getting through it.
That man finna throw the next dude a grenade.
Right.
Boy. Shit. Steve Kerr already said that. So part of the L, Steve Kerr was saying that trust is a big part of why.
I wonder why.
He did say the Draymond incident with Jordan Poole was part of their deconstruction. He admitted that out loud.
I mean,
Like, sometimes they won't touch that. Sometimes they just like, oh, we had some trust issues with our veterans and our young guys, but we'll figure it out. No, he was like, Draymond and Poole's incident really kind of fucked us up.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's no trust among this squad right now, and our biggest thing with winning was trusting the environment, trusting the players, and trusting that we're together collectively going to do this.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't have that this year.
I mean, one thing that's been pointed out is like, look at the Warriors' response publicly to that incident. Like, they were way more concerned about the leaking of the
Who leaked
video
than
they were
happened.
about like Draymond punching him in the face.
Mm-hmm.
And like, not even the reaction to the video of everybody in the world being like making fun of Jordan Poole and doing all that other stuff. It's like you ain't protect him at all. You just kind of like,
They let him.
and so like the other young dudes on that team are looking at it like, one, I'm already upset because I'm not playing. I'm not getting to do what, like these dudes come in the league with egos because they're the best players
at their respective team, their level.
Top 10 picks.
Their whole life. They've been the best players on the best team.
Mm-hmm.
They're top 10 picks. Like, that comes with a certain level of cachet. So like, if they're looking at like, yo, I'm already pissed off because like I'm not getting to play. They're not doing anything to develop me. And on top of that, like, they're gonna take the side of these old dudes over me if some shit like this happens, like you can't have an environment of trust. Like you can't have an environment built on trust, be successful in that type of environment. And like the biggest manifestation of that is like the disparity between road and home. Like the signs were there the entire year. We're like, it's the Warriors, so like they'll probably figure it out.
Get the benefit of the doubt until we proven wrong, which is why I picked them. Where it was like, you get the benefit of the doubt for me until I see I'm wrong. And the Lakers were like, you wrong, girl.
I mean, damn. So when Golden State got those picks in the first place, we was like, bro, this squad. And then y'all turn around and y'all got all of these picks that's probably going to be in the top 10. End up getting top 10 picks. Top 5 for some of them. And they ain't do shit with them.
I wouldn't say all that.
Moody ain't did shit.
No, they played Moody towards the end.
Moody ain't did shit.
But I hear you, but at this moment, they traded Wiseman.
Kuminga
didn't get no playing.
They ain't did shit with them picks.
But it's still too early for Moses in particular. Because he was the only young guy that actually cracked the rotation in the playoffs towards the end, because he was the only one that Kurt called out and said, in practice, we see that he's actually getting better. He's keeping his head down. He's not letting the playing time get to him. That's why he was able to play. Jordan Poole, one of their young guys who got punched in the face to start the season, he did not have a good playoff. Like it
didn't have a good season, period. Which again,
there's a reason probably why. So like I wouldn't say that they all failed, but I think that they got something with Moody. I think that Jordan Poole is better than what we saw this year.
Yeah.
I don't know about Kuminga. And Kuminga was a player you saw on the bench visibly. Like, why am I not playing? Which, again, goes to your point about the locker room and the trust building, because if you look to the other sideline with the Lakers, when Lonnie Walker got his call,
he was ready.
He was ready to go. It was you didn't see Lonnie on the sideline. He lost his playing time in the regular season.
Yeah, he did.
And you didn't see
nothing about a huge part of our lineup.
And you didn't see him complaining. You didn't see nothing with him doing that. Like, he just accepted his role. Like, for a team, I got it. Like, they had that culture of trust in LA.
He started at the beginning of the season.
And then they drafted Baldwin this year.
Yo, he wasn't gonna play. Right. We knew he wasn't gonna play.
Of course, but I'm just like, they have a lot more younger guys than I actually like. Now sitting there thinking about like they gotta.
Well, that was their whole plan. The two timelines, trying to do them at the same time. Which, by the way, Loki comes back in October.
Can't wait.
So
I thought you were saying low key. It comes back in October. I'm like, what does?
Loki. Yeah, that was Tim's favorite.
Loki. Yeah. No, like I think in hindsight, it's like they probably should use those picks to bring in vets. I get why they try to do it. The window, like instead of trying to like build this like shadow dynasty underneath the dynasty that you have, and then it's just like, oh, they just take the reins over it.
I like the concept of it,
right? Because you're like, okay, we got all these very high value picks, these great players coming out of college that should turn into, at bare minimum, great rotational players or good rotational players.
But that ignores like the human element of it, which is like when basketball players, highly competitive people that have gotten to like the pinnacle of their profession, like they're not going to take too kindly to having to wait their turn. Like it can be easy for us to say that with like our years of maturity and like.
But they 21.
Yeah, like
impatient.
21.
Remember how think how we were at 21. Man, like you want everything like
right now.
Yeah,
it's like I'm ready for it. I can do it. I should be out there in the finals.
I'm better than that. Right. I can play better than that.
Like, I'm pretty sure Jordan Poole thinks he's better than Steph.
Probably.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be mad. Like,
no, he should.
You should have that irrational. Like, how you should feel as a hooper.
And I'm pretty sure they practice all the time, and he's cooked them on occasion.
Yeah.
What I'm doing in practice? Nope.
Any other Golden State thoughts?
I like that Steph sent Lonnie Walker a jersey signed. I'll never forgive you for this.
For Game 4.
Oh yeah.
But that was a sign of respect too. I thought that was actually pretty cool. Oh, that's dope as Steph.
Yeah.
Speaking of the lottery and Steph, he's taking what's the name under his wing as a mentor?
Scoop.
Yeah. I'm like, that's dope.
Do it for your teammates.
We're gonna go outside the organization.
That's fair.
And then Denver, for them to get to the Western Conference Finals, they defeated Phoenix in 4 games, so 4-2. And as we mentioned, the Suns fired. Yes, sorry. The Suns fired Monty Williams as well. And the name that we're hearing about might be head coach in Phoenix is like Boo knows it.
Makes sense.
Personally,
a lot worse.
I would love that for Mike. I hope that Phoenix hires Mike Budenholzer. Not like on no hater stuff. Like there's people who are like, I bet you do. Like no, I'm not. I think Bud is a really good coach. And with us not having him and then looking at this coaching market and being like, well, who we want next coach to be? Giving me headaches because I don't like a lot of these options. I don't like a lot of. I don't like Mark Jackson.
Okay.
And so many.
How many years at Fort? How many?
About 6.
How many years he has a coach? How many? I had a turn moment. I'm sorry.
How many years?
How many years had he not?
Well, Kerr.
2014,
That was
15.
Kerr's first year was
15.
14-15.
Mhm.
They won a title in 15.
So 8 years.
eight.
4.
8 years?
No.
8.
Golly.
No, because Mark Jackson went to another team. Oh, he was with the
No,
Kings.
he
No, he
didn't.
didn't. No,
Oh,
I know
He's
he's
been
gonna
on
win.
ABC since.
Yeah.
Damn. I thought he went.
That man ain't coached since he got fired.
Ain't got it. Well, he's gotten. I think he was a finalist for the Kings job last year.
I
But
don't know.
It's,
It's
the
a
same
different
thing
game,
with him,
man.
though. Like he's a great motivator and shit like
But
that.
still, the
but
game is different, bro.
See, they said that, but he also has some
He did.
turmoil in his locker room.
He didn't have the X's and O's either.
he didn't manage people well.
He didn't have the people part either, though.
He's like a worse Jason kid
Oh shit.
Which is why I'm like, I don't know why everybody's like, oh, get Mark Jackson.
because they watch him on TV.
Mark Jackson, no.
Mama
It's
just goes
funny because
that
like
bad.
every time Mark Jackson's like, if I was the coach or if I was the player, I would do X, Y, and Z. The team do the exact opposite and it worked. It's like, yeah, that's why you on the sidelines,
I
Mark.
feel like a lot of people hold on to the Mark Jackson thing because they felt like
He got an unfair.
yeah.
because of the because of the Golden State thing. Like the next year they took off. It was like, but that wasn't for
But it was-
him.
Like, he helped establish stuff, but like Kerr came in and established that offense.
Mhm.
He helped unlock what Steph and like all of them could do. So
Mhm.
like, I don't think people give Kerr enough credit actually for what he contributed to this Warriors dynasty.
Yeah, like that man just came in and wrote his name on the top of Mark Jackson paper and
Right,
turned it in.
and was like,
Charlie
here.
Weiss.
Like, no.
Like Charlie Weiss of Notre Dame.
Thank you, Shells. He said, please no Mark Jackson. Thank
Nah,
you. You
I'm
got
a-
some sense,
yeah,
brother.
No Mark Jackson.
I like Doc for y'all.
Dude, shut
To
up.
be fair, a lot of these
Low
I
key,
do.
like if
I do. I like Doc for y'all.
with the options we have here,
Mhm. Doc makes a
they all
Marquette.
synonyms, bro.
I'll go first time with
It's a Marquette
head coach
guy.
before like
I would rather have Doc than Mark Jackson.
yeah,
I would rather have Doc than
Scott Brooks, yeah.
Again,
Like
I like D'Antoni
Doc
too.
I
and
just don't think he would fit here.
Who Doc?
No,
D'Antoni.
D'Antoni.
Yeah, no. That was
D'Antoni might fit in Philly. Like just get the whole game.
The whole old gang back together.
I think we put up hella points.
Shells, don't misunderstand what I'm saying. I am saying
of the options.
of those options, like Doc is better than the names we had just named.
What? And we're gonna be out here in a few weeks. Doc Rivers is the new head coach of the Milwaukee Bucks.
Don't
Like-
say that.
So here's the thing, and like we started talking about it last week, and I know we're getting off topic, but like with the Bucks, it's like we know what their shortcomings are,
Offense.
Mhm.
and we know what the strengths and weaknesses are of the coaches that are available on the market. Like, yes, in a vacuum, you have championship coaches, you have Doc, you have Nurse, you have Vogel, you have a guy that got his team to the finals in Monty Williams.
Mhm.
They're all great coaches in a vacuum, but for what the Bucks need
None of them fit.
for their next head coach,
Mhm.
they're not. They don't do what Bud did well as well,
Okay.
and they don't do the things that Bud did poorly good enough
Mhm.
to make a difference.
Thank you. That's
Okay.
why people were like, "Oh, y'all should get money," and I'm like, "For what?" Like, it's a lateral. It's the same. It's the
Mhm.
same.
It feels like
Same.
So-
reshuffling
And
the
and,
deck
and
chairs.
really, if that was the option, then I'd rather have Bud than Monty. Like,
So how like
I
is
like
this
Kenny though. Kenny is the one that I
Kenny
feel-
Atkinson.
Yeah.
Shells in the
Kenny
comments,
is
Kenny
one I
Atkinson, Sam Cassell, and Ty Lue, shake free. The only
Ty-
name, like
yeah.
Ty Lue is
Ty Lue
my
would be-
top of my
yeah,
list. Ty Lue is the one for
But
me.
Ty Lue, like, first of all, Ty Lue about to leverage this into a contract extension.
Mhm.
But even if he does leave, like, he has this pick.
of teams.
Yeah.
'Cause everybody wants Ty Lue because they know what Ty Lue
Phoenix
can
and
do.
Philly will definitely be like,
Oh
hey,
yeah.
come holler at us.
Yeah.
Toronto probably be like, come holler at us.
To
So
be fair, I really, when I seen Kenny Atkinson was free, I was like, I really liked what he did over in Brooklyn, right?
Right. And it wasn't like
With
he was
nobody.
fired. It wasn't like he was fired because he was a bad coach.
No.
He got fired because KD and Kyrie came into town.
Mhm.
which he won't have to worry about with Giannis, where it's like those are two very opinionated superstars that have like they wanted their own guys in. It was like a political thing more
Mhm.
so than like what's best for basketball. And like you got Giannis, who's like the most coachable superstar that you got. He
He
just
wanna
be
be
like,
coached,
hey,
yeah.
whoever y'all got in charge, like I'm listening to him. I'm gonna trust him.
Mhm.
Kenny from Bud Tree, ain't
Yeah, he's an assistant in Atlanta.
Buzz trees deep.
he? Yeah, bro.
All right, enough of that. We'll have a lot more time to talk about the Bucks coaching search. Lakers and Nuggets, though, game one is underway as we speak right now. So let's get the predictions out of the way off top. Ken, I know you're going to say Lakers. In how many games, though?
7.
Okay. How the rest of you feel about this series here?
Last time,
Real tears. Just know if we go back, I'll be here.
Either way, you're gonna be crying.
Exactly. Happy tears or sad.
I know this may be a stretch, but the last time Denver and the Lakers played in the bubble, the winning team had KCP on it.
Bro, of all the people that bring up, bro.
I'm just saying.
Relax.
The winning team had KCP on it.
What did I say?
You want to bet on how many points he gonna have tonight?
15.
It always be like the 6th or 7th man in the rotation.
Bro said
it's the key to it.
When they beat Phoenix last game, who was one of the catalysts?
Oh shit, bro.
Actually, 2 of those games,
bro.
The last 2 games, who was the catalyst? Who's one of the biggest catalysts?
The catalyst is Jokic.
I said one of the biggest catalysts.
Then it's Murray.
I said one of the biggest catalysts.
He ain't
KCP
none
damn
of
near
them,
couldn't miss.
Right.
He damn near couldn't miss.
All right,
My brother Phoenix got beat by what?
Just
35?
in the comments, what?
I said it may be a stretch, but the last time they played, the winning team had KCP.
That's a correlation.
But also,
That's right. That's good.
if you want to look at history, this is the 4th time I believe that Denver has made the Western Conference Final. Every time they play LA, and every time they lost. So,
They're due. They're due. And I did just try to find research on like when they played this season, but all the games was before the trade
They
deadline.
finna
So
run
none
y'all
of
out
that.
the gym.
Here's the thing. One, I got Denver in this series.
Fuck him.
I got Denver in this series. Again, one, I think they're due, but I think similar to what I was saying about Boston, like they have a really good team. And the way they match up, so like in the bubble when they played, Jokic was there, AD was there, LeBron was there. Duke said he with you, Can.
Yeah,
But
I'll read the whole quote.
when I'm not going to but the way that LA was able to slow Jokic down in the bubble was that they had Vel McGee,
we had bigger. Yeah.
Dwight Howard, and they just threw them at him like, hey, y'all got 6 fouls. Go.
Whoop his ass, basically.
And AD didn't have to do as much with him. But here,
They got Tristan Thompson.
Bro.
They brought him back for a reason.
Bro, hey, smelled the court, my nigga. He got brought back to be a cheerleader,
Oh man,
my
with
nigga.
6 fouls, bro.
Shell said he literally looked at his Twitter and it was Dub's tweet saying, quote, KCP, one of the worst niggas in the league, man.
That's
Dawg
funny.
said Casey.
I'm gonna go back to the last couple games.
That's
But I will say
funny,
this
bro.
about Denver's lineup here, which is part of why
If I told you he was the 3rd leading scorer the last game with 21 on 7 of 11.
How about the last? How many
Yeah,
points
the
did
last
they win by?
game.
I said the last 2 games,
No.
KCP was one of the main reasons
Wait.
why.
I'm asking you a question. How many points did they win by?
25.
Okay, so he could have stayed home and they still would have won.
Why are you on his legs, bro, for no reason? Why is you camping for this man?
I said it was a reach, but then I also correlated it, and I also said he was one of the main reasons why Phoenix went home. Those are the 3 things I said. None of them were a lie.
No, the third one was he's not one of the main reasons.
No, especially when I said the last 2 games.
But that's not. It wasn't what I said. It wasn't a 2-game series, Tim.
That's what I said. The last 2 games. Did I not?
Also, the last 2 games when they didn't have Aiden, they didn't have Chris Paul. Like
Hey,
that wasn't the main catalyst.
That's Phoenix team.
But for real, to get back on a topic here, part of what Denver's going to be able to do, because if you look at what Warriors did against LeBron, they had Wiggins on them, and Wiggins did a pretty good job on Bron. Then Wiggins got hurt, and then Game 6, Bron was like, everything's easy. I'm hot, 30 ball.
Buckets.
Dwayne said Tim just wanted his credit. There's no credit to be had, Dwayne. He's not going to get it. No, we don't do that. We are good friends. We don't let our friends just walk around here saying
y'all
nonsense
also
and
be
claiming
facetious and y'all be sarcastic and y'all be telling niggas lies when I ain't lying.
You weren't being facetious here, though. But anyways, to the point I'm trying to make.
Yeah.
Denver will be able to throw Aaron Gordon at LeBron, who is a big enough body to stay with him. And they can also alternate KCP on them as well as Bruce Brown. Which
I like Bruce Brown.
The 2 of them, they're smaller, so it's not the same as having Aaron Gordon, but at least they have some options to throw at
Brown
LeBron.
is strong, though. I think
he is. But Aaron Gordon can, Aaron Gordon is the one.
Aaron Gordon is a monster.
Well, I just like the way that Denver matches up with LA in this matchup. And I don't know how y'all gonna stop Jokic.
I don't, and like I said last time, I was scared of this team. Like I was scared of this team. I'm at a point now because we're like this close is that I don't even want to talk about it that much. All I want to say is the Lakers are going to win. I just want to watch. I don't want to feel like I'm a reason because I was on here talking shit, but none of that for the reason why it didn't happen. So, of course, Denver is a scary team, but I am still confident that the Lakers can pull it off. And let's run it back for the old school Boston and Lakers finals.
I'm finna throw some hate out there. Nikola Jokic, field goal percentage of 63%. Is the best of any player on the attempts contested by Anthony Davis.
It's just Jokic though.
Is the best of any player contested by Anthony Davis at 63%.
Yeah, that nigga cook. Yeah, let him shoot them over there.
Yeah. So Tristan out there, you better hack him.
That's all he gonna do. He just gonna be a body, bro.
Y'all should
Take
hope that
some
Mo
charges.
Bamba is gonna be healthy enough to play in this series.
Hey,
y'all better off with Tristan at this point.
Man. So Kanye daughter was
Bang
at the
on
game
him.
with a Tristan Thompson.
That's our uncle.
Yeah, I know, but still, I was like,
Oh, still. Was that KCP?
We're not gonna be doing.
Was that KCP?
this nigga dog.
Any other thoughts on Lakers Nuggets?
Oh, it's gonna be a good series.
It's over.
I have not thought about this series in until we started talking about it. I have no idea what's gonna happen. For Ken's sake, I'm gonna pick Lakers. But
Thank you.
I have no reason for that.
My mental health.
No.
Some
So
always hate it.
Lakers on
I
that
mean,
side.
Jokic's my boy anyway, so
He been your boy.
And also, you hate the Lakers, so
Yeah, so
I mean, I don't hate him.
yes, you do.
I don't hate him.
Yes, you do.
okay, you hate on the Lakers, so
I do that.
You hate on the Lakers just as much as you hate on the Cowboys.
Right.
No,
Yes, you do.
no,
Yes, you
no,
do.
no.
I hate on the Bears more than I hate on the Lakers.
That's a fact. He hate on the Cowboys more than anybody. That's top tier.
Top tier.
That's top
hate.
tier. Okay, so here
like
at Tech
even,
Foul, I was gonna say here at Tech Foul, we got Ken and
Mhm.
Eric going with the Lakers in this series.
Lake show.
Me and Tim are going with Denver. So we split on both series.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
yeah, I was just gonna say that Tim's compliments of the Cowboys are always like hate filled. Like, it's like he can't even begrudgingly give them a compliment.
The 2022-23 All-NBA teams were named. First team was Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Luka Doncic, Joel Embiid, Jason Tatum, Giannis Antetokounmpo. Giannis, 5th year in a row, unanimous first team selection, which puts his tweet, makes me laugh a little bit about how he's tired of being disrespected. And he's coming and it's like, I hear you. You got to find the chip. But you also were just named unanimous first team again. Like, people know what you can do. But I get it. I feel it. I know what we doing here. Second team, Steph Curry, Donovan Mitchell, Jimmy Butler, Nikola Jokic, Jaylen Brown. Third team, Dame Dollar, De'Aaron Fox, LeBron James.
LeBron James.
For some reason, I knew y'all was going to do it that time.
just
Julius
shot
Randle
at
and DeMontis Sabonis. Shout out to the 15, quote-unquote, best players
Shout out.
from this NBA season. Okay.
Mm.
One name that was not on that list, Ja Morant. He's actually been suspended from all Grizzlies activities.
Ja
after-
Wick at it again.
after he was seen flashing the gun in a recent social media video. And this comes 2 months after he had an 8-game league suspension for having a gun in a 90 video. The NBA was like, we're aware, we're gathering information, and we'll be back soon. And apparently Adam Silver was talking about it today, saying like, this man lied to my face. We had a conversation.
Why?
He wanted to say something else.
You motherfucker.
This nigga. Like, square my eyeballs.
Pretty much. He said he was shocked. And he's assuming the worst at this point of Ja Morant.
He probably
That's
seen his
trash.
phone and look like Denzel and Malcolm X.
But I saw it. This nigga. I know his PR team like, fam, you gotta relax. I saw it in the middle of the night. Like I woke up, looked at my phone, and I put it down. I was like, it can't be real. And
I thought it was old.
I was like, this can't be real. And I didn't even feel like betting it. Then I woke up the next morning, it was everywhere. I'm like, dog, this cat really did it again, bro.
Damn. Fun fact, I'm sorry, real quick. Blazers missed number 1 pick by 1 ball. Spurs won draft lottery 14-5, 8-2, and Portland had 14-5, 8-3. Wow. But
Like that. When I saw the clip, I was on Twitter and I was like, oh, this must be old. I was
Yeah.
just like, no way. I was like, no way. Then I saw the full video and his friends.
He tried to bail him out.
he tried.
His
He
friends.
tried to bail
He
him
looked up
out.
like, oh shit, nigga, what you doing?
They listen to NBA YoungBoy. They got fake guns out. Like, hey, turn up.
Did he pull a real one up?
His friend had the camera on him for a second. When he went back this way to show the nigga had a gun out.
Like he dropped the damn.
What happened to the pimp ears, bro? You pulling out real steel out here, bro. Relax.
Oh, it was one of the. I was just kind of like, come on, Ja. Like people like it's not illegal. I don't see the point. It's like it's.
Why,
you,
bro?
You have had a track record at this point. Like this past year has been not good news. You had the incident at your home where the kid got beat up.
It was 6 things.
You got the incident at the mall.
Mm-hmm.
You had the incident where the guy who he's in the video with, who's no longer allowed to
Yeah,
come
he
to
can't even go to
games
the games.
because after the Pacers game, a red
With the
dot was on
laser.
their travel team, and they felt like it was a gun, which he and Ja,
Right.
it
It
probably
probably
was.
was.
In
a gun.
retrospect,
Like in retro, at the time it was like benefit of the doubt, but now it's like
The finish line joint with his mom.
that's what she
the,
said.
the
Yeah.
mall. Yep,
He said the 17-year-old.
Yep.
The volleyball game with his sister.
I forgot about that one.
And then he had the and then it was the shake joint.
Then they hit the strip club with the gun.
And that, like that's 6 things in the same year.
And that's ignoring the fact that he's been caught on camera numerous times guzzling tequila like it's fucking Sprite. Like, which by itself isn't a bad deal, but it's like every time like there are these incidents, it's like, you know, it's poor judgment. It's impaired judgment. Let's put it that way. Which speaks to like everybody was talking around like he needs help. He needs to get his house in order. He needs this. He needs that. He needs people around him. Blah blah blah.
He might be the bad influence.
Exactly.
Bro, he got a daughter, bro.
Yeah.
Like that be at the games, that be seeing, that be with him and shit like that. Like I think most of the
But I mean,
anger
look at
comes-
his parents.
Yeah.
his mama calling him beat people up and he's a superstar. Like, come on, bro. Pop's getting into it with motherfuckers at the games and shit. Like, come on, bro. But again, it's like at the end of the day, I think most of the people upset with the fact that this just happened. You just came on remorseful. You just said that you gotta make. At the end of this year, they said, "What you gonna do? Make better decisions
And
And
stop
you
being a
turn-
distraction.
Weeks later,
Not, bro."
The
Moments
SpongeBob,
later.
the SpongeBob thing.
It's also like he barely got punished the first time
Yeah.
around.
Right,
So
he
it's
got
like,
off
what
easy
type
for that.
what type of incentive is there for him to actually do better if you're gonna be like, hey, we'll do everything we can to kind of sweep this under the rug, you know, go away from the team for a little bit, let the shit blow over,
Mhm.
we'll bring you back for the playoffs, you good, you fine.
Yeah.
Hey, take this little back pay suspension, whatever. It's cool, just promise you never do it again. It's like when Andrew Wiggins got his contract extension from Minnesota, and they're like, hey, just promise me that you're gonna try hard. All right, I promise. Like,
Here's your max contract.
right, like you just rewarded him for the bad behavior,
yeah.
and then you expect him to change after that. Like, no.
And like my thing is, everybody keeps saying, "Well, he's also a role model for the kids." I'm like, I don't mean it's about y'all kids, but fuck them kids. He has a daughter.
He has his own kid.
Mhm.
Like it's not like he don't have somebody actively looking up to him at home, bro.
Yeah. I mean,
Like, and then this the
He
shit
wanna
that
be
you
a
still
hood dude.
doing. On top of you lost endorsement.
Has he?
He had lost the
I don't think he
what
lost.
was
it.
the Powerade
They just
joint.
pulled it for a little
He
bit.
got
No.
90 and Power Rangers.
Yeah, he still got
They
the.
still
they
buy
Power
just-
Rangers changed their commercial.
Yeah.
Like he at the beginning, then they edited in like other people instead of having to be all job, which
They
was
dropped the camera like his friend. Like you got people that are really
with all this being said here. He's gonna get suspended for some time, probably under that conduct detrimental to the league.
Mhm.
Because at this point, they're like, we told you, and we let you off easy the first time.
Mhm.
How many games y'all think he can get? I know you've been saying the season.
I've been saying I said he should get it.
But what do you think?
Okay, like, you should. Like, why do you think he should be suspended?
I feel like I feel like it's one of those things like you were just saying. You reward them for the bad behavior. A lot of these young cats do half the shit they do because they do not fear the consequences.
I don't know. I think a season is assessment.
I
But
do too.
Yeah.
you have to feel it. You have to feel it, bro. Like they're not just trying to suspend him because it's just only detrimental to the league. They're just trying to help him too.
Mhm.
Only downside to that is he can spiral and go crazy with being suspended for the whole year.
Yeah.
That's a possibility.
Mhm.
But you missing a year's worth of game checks can hurt.
Like,
You
I guess
missing
for me, it's like because we talked about this in our group chat. And you're like, it's a slippery slope. Like, I always hate like that argument for things because it's like you're punishing somebody for something that hasn't happened yet.
what's the rules for? What's laws for? It's a slippery
No,
slope. Like you
the
punish it
laws
in place
are-
because people done fucked up.
Yeah, but they've done things. Like, you're punishing for something that he hasn't done yet. It's like sending you to jail because like you got in a fight at school or something. You know what I mean? Like, it's like you getting the death penalty because like, or you might murder somebody if you keep on your certain path. Like, you can't punish somebody for a crime that they haven't committed yet.
I would only agree with you if he hasn't been showing this pattern. Like, this is just, we're talking about him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's why I said it's a slippery slope, because yeah, sure, for him, he's been fucking up. He needs to have these consequences. But if you're going to say, okay, well, because he's a face of a franchise, we're going to keep on trying to sweep this shit under the rug. The next motherfucker going to try to do the same shit.
I don't know. A year is a lot, though. Like, a year is excessive. Like
Miles Bridges just got suspended for a year because he was convicted of a crime. Did he get convicted? Like, what happened?
He didn't even get suspended. He just didn't. They just,
well, I mean, like, but I mean, I'm saying, like, at least like the league didn't bring him back for a year, and he gets suspended however many games. Like, it's a toothless ass punishment, but at least he did something.
Wasn't it like 20 that they gonna give him?
Or was it retroactive? It was weird,
stupid
some
shit.
bullshit. But at least like that, like he suffered the consequences of something that he actually did. Like this is just like, okay, we see you going down a dark path.
We're trying to get you to stop.
We're trying to get you to stop. Like, we're trying to correct your behavior proactively as opposed to reacting to when you actually done something.
So that being said, how many games do you think he gets?
What did he get? 8 for this one?
The first one.
So double it.
16. I said about 20.
20, yeah.
I think about 20.
Round it off.
Plus, you got to think about it. Like the Players Association, whether they agree with what he's done or not, like they have to protect their membership. And like if the NBA doesn't have rules in place for, you know, like this conduct gets this amount of games, like the league, I mean the Players Association is gonna fight it and be like, hey, this ain't fair to our member, because like you didn't say he couldn't do that.
I was thinking about that with the precedent and stuff like that, like the Malice at the Palace joint. There was no precedent for that.
That's why it came down hard.
But
you said it then.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, there was no precedent for that then.
And I think some of those got reduced, like on appeal.
Not too much, but I think Ron Artest ended up missing pretty much the whole season. Or was that O'Neal? One of them.
But he actually did something. Again, like that's my point.
So, okay.
It's not like they were like, hey, you might go into the crowd, so we're going to suspend you for a year. He went into the crowd, so they suspended him for a year.
And to clean that up, Miles Bridges got 30 games, and they said that they considered 20 already served because he didn't play at all this past season.
Okay.
That's a whole nother
So he gets 10 games coming into this season when he signed.
If he signs.
When he signed. We know how this is about.
And they just got the second pick.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens with Ja. They're my favorite guys to watch. So I hope that we can get that together. Yeah. So last piece of news that we have here. First, I'll just say this. The Vikings are trading 3-time Pro Bowl pass rushers Darius Smith to the Browns. That's Ken Do.
That's gross.
Yep, shut up.
The Browns get Darius Smith, a 2025 6th-round pick and a 2025 7th-round pick, and the Vikings get a 2024 5th and then a 2025 5th.
They got a crazy defense over
there. That's
there.
one like him and Myles Garrett on the opposite side. Bro, that's gross. That is gross.
They got another pass rusher.
They had Jadeveon Clowney, but I don't know if he's gonna be back. We've been talking shit.
He, like, for somebody that's been in the league this long and has actually been fairly productive, like he gotta be like one of the most disappointing
probably one of
prospect.
I mean, he was good for a minute. Like, it wasn't like he was terrible. Like, he was putting up double-digit sack seasons for.
Here's the one that happened.
Like, he puts up double-digit sacks, but it's never like he's a feared defender. It's just like
early on
he gets sacks.
He had the hype coming out of college.
Yeah, out of college, and after the big hit and stuff like that, and then he was pretty productive early on in his career. Was he towards the tail end of that Texans and then over with the Browns? Even with the first year with the Browns, he still was. I mean, he still ended up like 10, 11 sacks.
He's good. He just isn't as great as we thought that he was going to be.
He was supposed to come in and be like defensive player. He's supposed to come in and be Aaron Donald. You know what I mean? Like, and he came in and like
he's alright.
Aaron Catman. Like,
cool. I was thinking about Aaron Catman recently. Don't ask me why, but I really was like just random. So, Dwayne said we thought the same about Smith and Hunter in regards to them being a crazy duo.
You did.
I see KG in the comment. We just want you earlier, KG. What's up,
bro?
What's good?
Going on,
finally tapping in from AZ. Happy 6 years.
Hey, what's going on, bro?
NFL schedule release was last week, Thursday, which is pretty much like the Super Bowl for all social media teams for NFL teams. And let me tell y'all, I actually watched every schedule release video.
Oh, really?
I fell into like a just scrolling because the NFL's Twitter account just retweeted every one of them. I'm guessing y'all didn't watch.
Who was your favorite?
Okay,
mine was the Chargers.
They did the anime again,
right?
So
that shit was cold.
They did it last year, so I was like, I know what it's about to be, so I didn't even
Nah.
watch theirs. But
Oh, you gotta see it.
it's
He
the
didn't-
same.
No, the way they.
But you also like anime. It's not gonna hit the same for me.
Even
Yeah.
motherfuckers that don't. They was in the
I
comments.
hear
Like, I
you.
don't even watch anime, but the way they. It was cold.
I'm just saying it's the same thing I saw last year, just a different schedule.
Same, same.
Not as excited about it this year. Like I just saw that last year. The Titans.
I love that one.
Absolutely
Wow.
That was number two.
hilarious. They went. If you haven't, I'm gonna tell y'all the ones to go watch. If you haven't seen them,
The
go
football
watch.
logo.
I ain't see that one.
Go watch the Titans. As Dwayne and the comment, Titans won.
Okay.
Titans was
I
They
see-
were
I
on
see that
Broad
one.
Street and they were showing the opponents, and then they had the people say like, "Who is this team?"
What team is it? The football logo. What? It was the Browns.
Like they had, like they showed the Chargers like on it. It was like, McLightning. Then they
Lightning
said,
McQueen.
they said against Lightning McQueen, November 17th. Like whatever they said, they put in there. The Titans was outstanding. A few teams had a script theme about it, but the team that did it best was Tim's AFC team, the Jacksonville Jaguars. They said that it was like 8 minutes long. It was like a story,
Mhm.
and it was about having a script writer and writing the script. It was well done. That was hilarious. The Packers did like a 90s infomercial, which made me laugh out of like corniness.
Mhm.
Like, David Bakhtiari was not a fan.
Really?
He called out like the head of their marketing team or something. He called out somebody that's like in charge of the video. It was like, this is trash.
Man, don't start.
I thought it was cute.
Don't,
Like, made me
don't start,
laugh.
Dave.
Well,
When they were
Like,
against
I feel like he's been doing some low key
Since-
shady
oh,
shit.
that's
Like,
what I said. Don't start,
it's because
bro.
his boy gone.
Right.
Yeah.
That was like, don't start.
Yeah.
It's because his boy gone. So
mind you, that's
I'm
the
be mad at
high-
everything.
that's- mind you, that's the highest paid player on there.
he ain't gonna be too much longer.
I'm gonna hate everything. I don't like nothing.
The Washington Commanders had their theme was their mascot was in charge of putting together the schedule release, and he forgot. And coach walked up like, "Yo, where is it?"
mhm.
He's panicking, so he goes to like the chat AI, and
Oh,
he types
okay.
it in like, "Can y'all help me make the schedule release?" And a couple other teams did that too, but Washington did it the best. Like theirs
Mhm.
was the funniest one. I did favorite the Chargers anime one. Jacksonville, yeah, those were probably the top ones for sure.
Only one I saw was 10.
And the Colts did a food blind taste test, so it was 2 players, and they was like, "You gonna eat the schedule?" So they were like, they had to guess what the team was
Eat the
based on the
schedule?
food.
Oh, for
So
real?
that was actually
Oh,
kind of
okay,
funny
yeah,
too.
that sounds dope.
Like they got to one that was like a couple. They were like, "Well, that's clam chowder. That's New England." But before they even
that's
opened it,
cool.
like they were just sitting there like, "Hey, I wish they playing the Packers, but they would have had like cheese."
Lindbergh cheese.
The Lindbergh.
It was so that was good. Those were the ones I would say like you haven't seen them, go back and watch them. The Bears was it was like a cooking like a diner, and Seth
It's-
Rollins was in the diner.
Bear.
The Bear. It's a show on Hulu, right?
I love the
I
Bears.
believe
Yes,
so.
Yes.
so
yeah.
then you probably
That's
enjoy
where, what's the name
theirs.
from Shameless? Lip.
So you probably enjoy the Bears schedule
Yeah.
release because it's based
No, I
on that.
wouldn't.
Listen.
They're going to hate.
No,
Yeah,
I
for no
wouldn't.
reason.
And then the Browns had the Miz in theirs, and they did a cartoon where it was like Brownie was wrestling against all of their opponents,
Oh, okay.
and the Miz was in comment. They had a couple of wrestlers in a few of them. So I think the
Mhm.
Titans also had Sheamus in theirs. Theirs was quick, it wasn't in, or not
Mhm.
Titans. I can't forget. Sheamus is in one of them,
Mhm.
but like they had a couple of wrestling cameos sprinkled in there as well. But yeah,
Seth is in the MCU as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've seen that today.
so yeah, the Titans for sure they won. Colts.
Yeah, Titans definitely went
Jags.
most viral because like I even saw that one.
And then,
checking it out.
The Falcons actually changed their name on Twitter to what they were called in the Titans video. Like that's how funny it was.
Oh fuck! What did she call him? Because it was like it wasn't even a bird. Like it was like some type of mammal.
Let me
And
see
then
if I
she's like, "Rawr."
But I was just like, yeah, that was a classic. I'm gonna play it when we get off because I don't know if we get sued if I play it on air, but. But that's all we have for y'all this week, man. NFL is gonna be here before we know it. Looking forward to it.
I can't wait.
I think the
So excited.
shows I like the Packers one because it was supposed to be a corny 90s infomercial and they hit. Like when they did Tampa Bay, they were like, "Are you ready?" Well, I'm corny, so I love it. That was great. Stallions, Dwayne said for Atlanta, he thinks.
Yeah.
So
The Red Stallion. Rawr.
we're gonna get out of here, y'all. Ken want to go watch this game. I want to watch this game too. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not gonna put it all on Ken. I'm trying to watch this game as
Jokic is
well.
on pace for 32 points, 48 rebounds, 20 assists.
That makes sense.
I mean, I think they only up by like 10. So y'all got back in it because they was smoking y'all at first.
To have 10, 5, and 2 and a quarter. So 10 rebounds, 5 assists, and 2 blocks.
Jokic gonna do what Jokic gonna do. So
yeah, I guess you got impression because you said they don't have shit to do.
They ain't got nothing more.
They got 12 points.
So yeah, we're gonna get out of here, y'all. We appreciate everybody for tuning in. If you in the YouTube comments, make sure that you have liked the stream up. Drop something in the comments again for celebrating 6 years of the pod. Make sure you share the show with somebody. Yeah, you can also send us money too. You can buy some merch. There's a lot of ways you can support us. Man.
Oh, merch. Thank you. We are releasing a new series of t-shirts based on black quarterbacks. So we will be releasing a t-shirt hopefully for every team that has a black quarterback. Mostly the starters, but if you have like a first round pick that was a black quarterback, or you have like a franchise legend, I'm trying to do as many things as possible, but we've already got the Bears and the Packers up on our website.
Minnesota, Philly.
Yeah, so it's damn near the whole league at this point.
Damn near.
So yeah, hashtag black quarterback merch dropping. We'll have social media posts going out this week.
So keep an eye out for it. Let's see, parting words. I just want to say thanks to everybody who has been rocking with us over these years, who have listened to us grow, improve, grow and improve from the days we started off, where I'm doing everybody's intro to us recording in Dooch's crib, to welcome to the party, to the Vodka Twins, to
Vodka Twin
That's
days
what I was looking
was
for over
wild.
there. I was like, oh, we got tequila.
The
Man,
Vodka
listen.
Twin days was wild.
some good times on Tech Foul. At some point, I want to try to like do a clip show.
That'd
It's
be so
just
dope.
that
It's too much.
it's so much.
No,
to go
but that'd
through.
be hilarious.
But like we would have to
though.
divide and conquer it. I think we
Yeah.
could, but like
We could do it.
It's 200.
We done gave y'all so much content.
so much content, and there's so many funny ones that like just pop up in my memories or I have saved in my phone. I just go back and listen to it randomly. Like
Use your game that needs a name. Show title. Yeah,
Ain't no
boy.
one-
I'm out.
I was like, I'm definitely. I don't.
Yeah,
I
boy.
don't be remember.
Like
shit.
I'll be proposing stuff for new episodes and be like, we did that already.
KG remembers the group me before the podcast, so that's deep because before this podcast started, I definitely made a group me, and I was like, I'm gonna try to do something else. I deleted it. And I was like, no, I'm gonna do something different.
Yeah.
I'm gonna come back. And we had the Facebook group for the podcast that came after that later. Dwayne,
Dude.
personal.
That was my
No,
shit.
dude. The Lost episode literally was the funniest shit I have ever
That
been a
shit
part
was
of.
amazing.
in
Kim
my
was
entire
on fire
life.
the whole
I have
episode.
never been that on,
That
bro.
shit was amazing.
And I was
Like
wrong.
we
I don't know
like
what y'all
I would have had a show or something, bro. Because
You
I
not
was
being there
dog.
made it even better with the way that motherfucker was cooking. And then you sent that video clip in, and this motherfucker like, she in the background getting her shit on, bro. That was the cap.
Yeah.
That was the cap of all. Like, dog,
That shit was
cane mask,
hilarious,
the
dog.
cane mask and shit. It was so much. That
God
show
damn,
from start to
bro.
finish.
It's
hilarious.
it's been some good memories doing this. It's been a labor of love for show. So definitely appreciate everybody for rocking with us. One way
We survived the pandemic.
survived the pandemic with no sports.
That shit was, bro.
Week in, week out, we were still here
Yeah.
for the most part.
Yeah.
6 years
Hey,
straight, bro.
Tech Foul Cinema was
Tell
the shit.
motherfuckers now we can't schedule shit on Tuesday. Y'all can't do it.
Yeah, I'd have played my whole life around.
Yeah.
On Tuesdays.
Yeah, we're on
Tuesdays.
Tuesdays. Not doing
Shit, we started on Mondays, didn't we?
We started. I think it was like Wednesday. We started at
Wednesday.
a different. I think it was Wednesday.
Shit, I feel like
It was
a
Wednesdays.
Thursday.
No, it wasn't Thursday.
It was. I thought it was.
Because we had
Wednesdays.
kickball on Thursdays.
That's when we changed it.
No, we never did Thursday because you always had kickball.
Yeah, I thought it was either Tuesday or Wednesday.
I think the show used to come out on Thursday because we recorded on Wednesday.
Yeah,
that's when all
what
the
it
news
was.
would drop.
Yeah,
And then-
that's what it was.
So-
Oh yeah, as soon as we leave, then something happens.
All in all, man, we just want to say again, thank y'all for rocking
Absolutely,
with us,
man.
and we hope that you continue to support us and help us grow by putting someone new onto the pod. That's all I ask for
Yeah,
our
bro.
anniversary.
Yeah, man.
Share the show.
Send them to the YouTube.
Share the show.
No,
All right, we're gonna get out of here. You want to follow me on social media? You can catch me
Wait a minute.
on Twitter, Instagram, Apple Music, PSN, 2K, and Hogwarts Street at Camille Monet, CAMILLEMONAE.
you should have did it for the one time.
The one time.
It's the anniversary.
This liquor gave me a headache.
Oh, a
You had a
teaspoon.
sip.
A teaspoon,
My
bro.
body
gonna
ain't
yell
used
at her?
to it,
She
man.
sniffed that motherfucker.
I don't like it.
It's really weird that Russell Wilson and Sierra going to different basketball games and they never together. She was at the Knicks games. Anyway, at Bucksburner on Twitter.
That's all you get.
Everyday_gentleman on Instagram. My Twitter got hacked.
On
But
what?
yeah, Twitter cares. You know how hard it is to prove I'm me? That's my below the whistle is goddamn Twitter. Motherfucker, I'm me. How much do I gotta prove to you that I'm me?
You sent him a picture?
Bro, it was a whole bunch of shit. Oh, that's not good enough.
That's your ugly ass.
Hey. Yeah, bro. When your shit get hacked, bro, it's hard to get your shit back. So I might have to come up with a new Twitter. So y'all help me.
Is it gonna match your
That was gonna
IG?
be a
Is
regular.
it gonna match your IG?
That's what I was thinking. I don't think I can fit all
It's
that.
not
though.
too many
Yeah, it's too many
characters.
characters. I ain't gonna be able to fit it.
Change your IG. Why
Yeah.
you make it all match?
No, bro, I don't like that.
I'm just asking.
Yeah, all his do. I don't know, but yeah.
My primary account.
And it's your boy.
Oh, boy.
TIMKINZ,
Yeah.
the number 3, 6 years, aka give it to me.
She just said she got it.
She know I love it. She would have had to get this volume with the headphones on or off.
It wouldn't have made a difference.
It wouldn't have mattered.
Dilly, yeah.
Hey, what happened to the freestyle, fam?
Ain't no freestyle on this beat.
Okay, hold on.
This beat.
Oh,
Oh,
shit.
so yeah, nigga, you talking all that shit.
Oh shit.
Which one you
Now
say?
you gotta
You said
go.
what? Brick by brick. Let's see
yeah.
what it.
Well, actually, be garbage now.
It's gonna be garbage.
because I've been.
You got mandolins playing?
We at the end. We can do whatever we want now.
Exactly.
Y'all can log off if you want, but we got to have freestyle
Yeah.
Friday.
It ain't even Friday.
Oh yeah, you can wrap up.
Ain't no day.
No, he needs some more hype.
I'll
Like,
take this
yeah,
just
you
to give it to
fall
me
back.
on the way.
Hey!
I'm on this beat, I'm on the track, I'm on the run. I'm about to. Hey! Yeah, you know me.
Hell no. Oh shit.
All right, man. We appreciate y'all. We love y'all. We out of here.
Trash.